In one of their toughest matchups of the year so far, the Fighting Saints overcame a double-digit deficit to defeat Cardinal Stritch back in early December. Today, they'll try to make it 2 in a row against the Wolves and 5 straight wins overall. It's St. Francis and Cardinal Stritch right around the corner at the Sullivan Center.
Pulls up for the tie. Got it! We're going overtime.
Steps up in the
and
he is flattened. Dedman takes the snap. Option play. Fakes the pitch. Dives. Touchdown. 14-yard score for the freshman quarterback.
Blocked by Woods. Monfrey's got her second kill of the night.
That's your boy right there, Chris Johnson.
To McDaniel. Three-point attempt is good for Adrian McDaniel. Ahead to Jordan Pyle. Pyle lays it up and draws the foul.
Good afternoon and welcome to University of St. Francis basketball. Not yet in the gym just yet, but in a few moments we'll be looking at the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints taking on Cardinal Stritch University, and I'm happy to be joined by Zoom today by the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Mr. Steve Brooks. Coach, let's just get things started. The team's off to a wonderful start to the season, top 15 team nationally, and you've really been in the top 15 playing consistently strong basketball all year. What's your summation of the first half of the season?
I'm really proud of our kids. I'm really proud of how they've handled the uncertainty from week to week, from practice to practice, game to game. I mean, it's been a season unlike any other, and I think our kids have handled all the rough spots as well as we could, and I'm really proud of them. I think that they've done a good job of taking care of business when it's time and being able to stay focused on what's most important. And that's what's enabled us to have the season we've had so far.
It's obviously been a very difficult transition for every team playing through these weird circumstances this year, but even on the court, it's been a difficult transition for your team specifically because you lost your top player from a year ago. Caitlin Alward accounted for about 30% of the scoring a season ago, and really it hasn't been one person to replace her. Nobody's averaging more than 12 points on the team, but it just seems like everybody has stepped up and contributed. Is that something that you've preached going into this year, just looking to spread the ball around?
Well, I think at the end of last year, if you remember, like at the end of last year, we were getting closer to that, where there was more balance, where we weren't just, putting all the pressure on poor Caitlin to produce this incredible number night in and night out. When we got to the national tournament, I thought we had somewhat turned the corner a little bit. I mean, Caitlin was still going to get her 20-some points and probably 10 rebounds. It's why she was a first-team All-American. But at the same time, we had, Jordan Pyle stepping up and getting double figures, and Adriana Costa was scoring in double figures and getting double-digit rebounds, and there was more balance there. I think that was initially started a year ago. I think that mindset was something that we were trying to get to, and it's carried over to this year. And our team the kids have really done a good job of sharing the basketball and stepping up and playing their role. I don't know how many games we've had a different leading scorer, but we've had a bunch where somebody different every game steps up, and I think that makes us hard to play against.
I think what else makes you hard to play against is the defensive pressure you put up this year has been incredible. And the defense has been really the calling card for the team since you've been there. But this year, number one in the nation. What do you think has allowed the team to be so successful on that end of the floor?
I think it's want to. They want to be good at it. And I think that we're athletic at every spot. Not that we weren't a year ago. But I think we have some quickness. I I think the other thing is we've got kids that are a year older and they've been in the system for a while now. And so there's a better understanding of what's expected and how to do it. And um, it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch them progress. And hopefully we can continue because, like you said, that's kind of been the calling card. It's something that I believe really strongly in because I believe that from night in and night out, it's something that hopefully you can have some control over versus sometimes your shot just doesn't fall. And if you can play good, solid defense, you got a chance to stay in games.
Last one for you, Coach. You got Cardinal Stritch coming up today, and Cardinal Stritch has always been a competitive team, regardless of what their record is. It seems like they always give you a good game, and you saw them once earlier this year, a hard-fought win. What are the keys to beating them today?
Well, they're one of the best coach teams in our conference for sure. John does a tremendous job. And I think we have to take away their transition stuff. We can't allow them to score in transition. We need to make it a 5-on-5 game in half court where we can contest things. They're shooting the ball much better than they were early on. And so I think it's going to be really important in the half court that we don't allow them to get their feet set. We're going to have to make them uncomfortable. Their post kid, who's 6'2", very long, athletic, is shooting the three a whole lot better than she was early. And we're going to have to find her. And then I think for us, the first time we played them, we didn't have Jordan. She was fighting, she didn't have COVID, but she had migraine headache and some other things. And so because of all of that, and with the combination of COVID, she was out for an extended period of time. We got to do a job finishing in and around the basket. We've got to be able to handle their size and their physicalness on offense around the basket where we finish our plays. And then something that's been a little bit of an Achilles heel all year is making our free throws, but we got to hit our free throws.
Head coach Steve Brooks, thanks so much for agreeing to meet with me remotely, and good luck out there today.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
That's the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Steve Brooks. We're going to head inside the arena and have some CCAC basketball for you on the other side of the break. It's St. Francis against Cardinal Stritch coming up next on the USF Sports Network.
For me, it was just love at first sight. I came here and I knew that the people here really cared.
That's our one goal, is to see you walk across that stage and to have a successful life.
The professors and the university really do prepare their students for the real world.
When I came here, I got my voice, I got my independence, I got that sense of I could make an impact. USF education isn't just teaching you what you need to know about your field. It's teaching you what you need to know to make the world a better place.
Welcome back to the broadcast, and this time inside the Sullivan Centers. You get a look at Steve Brooks talking things over with John Foffel of Cardinal Stritch. The Saints and the Wolves are coming your way in just a few moments. Terry Bonadonna with you from the balcony overlooking Pat Quigley Court as St. Francis gets set to go for their 6th consecutive win. We're just over a minute away from the national anthem, the starting lineups, and then the start to today's basketball game. St. Francis playing some of their best basketball of the season of late, and they are looking to keep that going today against a struggling Cardinal Stritch team. And we just heard Steve Brooks talking about how improved the Wolves have been on the offensive end, and there's no question about that. But as their offense has improved, their defense has suffered a little bit. Cardinal Stritch just 5-8 overall this season. However, they are 3-2 in conference play. And as we know, never an easy task for the Fighting Saints to take out the Wolves, nor is it an easy task for anybody to take out the Wolves. This is a team that made 18 consecutive NAIA tournaments before that string was snapped last year. A well-coached squad, a lot of good young talent on this Cardinal Stritch team, and they really gave the Saints a run for their money the last time they met up in December. The Fighting Saints will come into play today with a 15-2 mark, a perfect 3-0 in the CCAC, but their toughest matchup in conference play so far this season came up in Milwaukee against Cardinal Stritch, a 6-point victory. They were down by double digits various times during that game, but came back for a 54-48 win. Saints are perfect this season as long as They're not facing Clark University. Actually, both of their losses have come to Clark. They're 15-0 against the rest of the country as they line up along their sideline right now, getting ready to listen to the national anthem before we start off today's game. Saints have been dominant of late against Cardinal Stritch. Even though the games have been close, they've won 9 of the last 10. So they've got their sights set on another big win today. We'll have the start of today's action for you in just moments, but right now, I will turn things over to Dave Laquetta on the PA system, getting you set for today's game.
We ask you to please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And at this time, let's introduce this afternoon's starting lineups. First, for the Wolves of Cardinal Stritch University. At one guard spot, number 5, Timea Stotts. At the other guard spot, the senior, number 10, Marcus Diare. A senior, number 15, Kara Shinko. And at the forward spot, number 22, a freshman, Kara Lee. Rounding out the lineup in the middle, a junior, number 20, Natalie Kravchevich. The Wolves are coached by Mr. John Foffel. And now the starting lineup for your Fighting Saints. At one guard spot, a 5'4" senior from Chicago, Illinois, number 1, Leah Sims. At the other guard spot, a 5'8" junior from Wanata, Indiana, number 23, Justine Charlesworth. At one forward spot, a 5'9" junior from Chicago, number 14, Chadrian McDaniel. And at the other forward spot, a 5'9" senior from Crest Hill, Illinois, number 21, Adriana Acosta. Rounding out the Fighting Saint lineup in the middle, a 5'11" junior from Traralgon, Australia, number 33, Jordan Pyle. Fighting Saints and coached by Mr. Steve Brooks.
The lights are back on in the Sullivan Center, which means that we're ready for some basketball. You just met the starters for the Wolves and the Saints. St. Francis looking for their 6th consecutive win and their 16th in 18 tries this year. Off to an outstanding start to this season, and I really even shouldn't say start anymore because we're nearing the end of this season. They've been outstanding all the way through, and they'll try to keep it going today and make it a clean sweep this regular season of Cardinal Stritch. It's the first time these two teams are meeting in official conference matchup. They played each other in what was officially counted as a non-conference game back on December the 5th, a 54-48 victory for St. Francis. The Saints had to overcome a big deficit in that game, but they came back to get a win behind 15 points from Leah Sims. It's going to be Jordan Pyle against Natalie Tomaszewski at center court for the tip. The Cardinal Stritch Wolves in black, the Fighting Saints of St. Francis in gold, and the tip is won by Cardinal Stritch. They're going from left to right on your screen here in the first half. This is Natalie Tomaszewski on the outside, up to Tamia Stotts. Stotts, the fifth-year senior, pulls up at the elbow, passes outside, Kara Shimko. Stotts working against Leah Sims, spins towards the basket and draws the foul. Good start to the game for Cardinal Stritch, getting themselves to the line on their first possession. Foul is on Leah Sims, naturally her first, just 23 seconds in. And Stotts is at the line. First foul shot is good for Tamia Stotts, who scores 9 points per game. Behind Ella Dinney for tops on the team. She makes both free throws. And a good start for Cardinal Stritch as they take the quick lead. Now St. Francis gets their first possession. Leah Sims holds on the outside, gives it up top to Pyle. Now over on the left wing, Shadrian McDaniel. Saints, good ball moving around the perimeter. Shadrian McDaniel took a walk. McDaniel had some space there, and she turned to face the basket, I think probably with an idea of maybe taking a shot, but saw Natalie Tomaszewski standing in her way. Tomaszewski, an imposing figure at 6'2" tall, and she forced the McDaniel walk. On the outside, it's Dinney. Ella Dinney to the basket, misses on the layup. Sims on the right wing, up top Jordan Pyle. Pyle finds Justine Charlesworth on the left. Once again, the Saints move it around the perimeter. Now Pyle on the drive, pull up, turnaround jumper, way off. Rebound knocked into the hands of Tamia Stotts. Stotts taken into the teeth of the defense, throws up the runner, no good, and Jordan Pyle soars high for the rebound. Here's McDaniel one-on-one with Tomaszewski, and she lays it in from the left side. Great drive by Shadrian McDaniel, not worried about the presence of Tomaszewski that time. She gets the Saints on the board with her first points and the team's first points of the game. We're tied. Drive from Shimko. Kara Shimko's layup is good. Shimko scores her first two, an 8-point per game scorer. There's Jordan Pyle for the Saints, lobbing it over to McDaniel at the free throw line. One bounce, looking inside for Acosta, a little bit behind her and out of bounds. Acosta was open underneath the basket, but a little miscommunication there. She took an extra step. McDaniel threw it behind her, and Acosta got her hands on it, but couldn't quite pull it in. So 2 early turnovers for St. Francis as they've struggled to hold on to the ball the first couple of minutes. Shimko drives, hands it off. Now kicked out to Ella Dinney. Her three-point attempt misses short, and Charlesworth grabs the rebound. Leah Sims guarded tightly by Tamia Stotts. Now McDaniel in the corner, thought about the three. Instead, she puts it on the floor, spins to the hoop, and lays it in again. Another layup from the left side for Shadrian McDaniel. That's accounted for all of St. Francis's points so far today. And we're tied for the second time in the early going here. Tamia Stotts again handles the ball. Looking inside for Tomaszewski, and it's knocked away by Acosta. Tomaszewski stands 6'2" tall. Andriana Acosta plays bigger than her size, but she's just 5'9". Charlesworth called for the travel. The third turnover already committed by the Saints. Back to the other end. The pass came in for Natalie Tomaszewski and came in around knee level. And when you got a 5-inch advantage, I think she wants to see that pass come in a little bit higher. No harm done, though, because the Saints turned it right back over to Cardinal Stritch. Now Bella Denoto kicks it into the corner. Shimko drives in, can't get the roll on her short-range jumper. And the Saints can take their first lead of the game on this possession. Leah Sims pulls up, gives it up to Pyle. Jordan Pyle stripped, and a foul called on Tamia Stotts. Stotts whistled for the reach. 6:25 to play first quarter. It's the first foul of the game called against Cardinal Stritch. Jordan Pyle is the inbounder, finds Acosta. Acosta wanted the shot, but Tomaszewski was in the way. So passed out to Shadrian McDaniel. McDaniel drives. McDaniel draws the contact, loses the ball, and it rolls out to Jordan Pyle. 8 on the shot clock. Three-pointer Leah Sims, too strong. The rebound tracked down by Cardinal Stritch. Here comes Ella Dinney off to Kara Shimko on the right side. Shimko dribbles in with the left hand. And she's called for the travel. Another traveling violation. We've seen a lot of those early in this one. Both teams struggling to hold on to their possessions. More than 4 minutes into the first half, and we've still seen just 8 total points. Here comes Jordan Pyle. Pyle is blocked by Tomaszewski, out of bounds. Jordan Pyle's been the offensive catalyst for St. Francis the last few weeks. She's averaging 16 points per game over her last 4. She inbounds to Shadrian McDaniel. McDaniel's been the offensive catalyst today as she scores on her second effort. 6 points for McDaniel. Missed the first shot, grabbed her own rebound and put it back in. St. Francis leads for the first time. Dinney looking for the backdoor pass to Shimko, deflected, but Shimko grabs it anyway. No look pass to Ella Dinney, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Cardinal Stritch will throw it in with 14 seconds on the shot clock. Bella Donato is the inbounder. Here's Shimko on the right side. One dribble out to Tomaszewski, and she travels. Well, we heard Steve Brooks talking about it in the pregame that Tomaszewski's been much better from the outside of late. She's really made herself somebody that you can't leave alone on the outside. And she was doing some ball handling beyond the three-point line right there and didn't handle it quite well enough as she took a step. Second consecutive possession to end in a traveling violation for Cardinal Stritch. The Wolves make their first substitution of the game. Camry Dilly, the freshman from Davenport, Iowa, is in. Good ball movement out to Charlesworth. A three-pointer is off the mark, and the rebound goes to Tomaszewski, nearly knocked away from her. She hangs on. Now she does lose it. Stolen by Pyle. Here's Acosta, wisely slowing it down. She got a 1-on-3 right there. With 10 on the shot clock, it's Charlesworth for 3. Got it. Justine Charlesworth from the outside hits on her first shot of the game. First points for St. Francis that have not come from Shadrian McDaniel. They're on a 7-0 run. Tamia Stotts over to Tomaszewski. Stotts pulls up, 15-footer misses, but the long rebound goes out to Dilly. Camry Dilly bothered by Jordan Pyle, another offensive rebound, and this time we've got a foul. Foul called on Andriana Acosta. It's her first and the team's second foul. With just over 4 minutes to play in the first quarter, Ella Dinney is at the free throw line for 2 shots. Dinney connects on her first point of the game. 91% from the line, not likely to miss too often. Dinney has been sensational for St. Francis on the offensive end lately. And she's got 2 points now in this one, making it a 1-score game. Dinney, freshman guard out of Wrightstown, Wisconsin. Came in averaging nearly 17 points per game. Here's Leah Sims for 3, no good, and the rebound goes to Camry Dilly. Tamia Stotts crosses over to the left, now leans in underneath. Shadrian McDaniel rolls it in. Great work by Tamia Stotts on that possession, and Cardinal Stritch has scored 4 straight. They're within 1. Charlesworth fakes right, now throws to the middle for McDaniel. McDaniel puts the ball on the floor, spins around Tomaszewski and comes up a little bit short on the layup. Battle for the rebound, and Tomaszewski finally wrestles it away from Shadrian McDaniel. Cardinal Stritch can take the lead back here. Stotts, reverse layup, no good. McDaniel got in her way. And now the Saints want to run. It's Jordan Pyle pushing it ahead for Charlesworth, who's fouled on the floor. Good break led by Jordan Pyle. She was looking left the whole time, passed to her right to McDaniel. The foul is on the floor, and that'll give Cardinal Stritch a chance to get caught up defensively. Beautiful pass to Charlesworth, and Stotts grabbed her arm on the way by. Jordan Pyle heads to the bench now. Paige Gieske comes in, first substitute of the day for the Fighting Saints. Inbound's pass is tipped from Gieske and intercepted by Camry Dilly. Saints come up empty despite the fast break they apparently had at one point on the possession. Here's Dilly, and Dilly took a step. Moved her feet too quickly. Another turnover called against Cardinal Stritch. A lot of unforced errors by the Wolves today. Both teams have been called for some traveling violations, and the Saints may have gotten away with out of bounds play right there. Paige Gieske, I'm not sure, had established herself in bounds before she caught that pass, but the Saints do retain possession. Here's Leah Sims. Over to Justine Charlesworth. Gieske. Shot clock is under 10. Charlesworth to McDaniel. Over to the right wing, Gieske. Gieske left alone, wanted the three. Instead, she gives up to McDaniel. She's got an open three, and McDaniel's got 9 points. Not a huge three-point shooter. That's just the 10th converted three of the season for Shadrian McDaniel, but she was wide open. She extends the lead to 4. Tomaszewski passes it out to Sydney Nicola. Nicola misses on her three-point attempt. Rebounded by McDaniel, who's had a sensational first quarter. Acosta from the baseline. Jumper is good. Andriana Acosta scores for the first time, and the Saints lead is up to 6, their biggest so far. Karashimko passes up to Tomaszewski. Now on the right side, Sydney Nicola. Ella Dinny, step back 3, off the mark. Rebounded by Acosta. McDaniel hands it off to Leah Sims, 15 to shoot. Shadrian McDaniel drives, spins into the lane, and can't lay it in this time. Rebound to Cardinal Stritch. Camry Dilly. And we've got a foul called underneath the basket. So far away from the ball. It's the second foul on Acosta, and that brings Josie Graffio off the bench for her. Kaylin C.S. Cheney also checks in as Leah Sims departs. Just under a minute to play in the first quarter. Cardinal Stritch makes a late substitution as well, as they bring Meryl Steele in. Graffio knocks the ball away from Steele. Here comes Shadrian McDaniel. Already 9 points in the game for McDaniel. McDaniel drives on Dilly, kicked out to Graffio, three-point attempt, good. Josie Graffio is on the board. The Saints have scored 8 consecutive points. They lead by 9. Shot clock is effectively off here. Technically it's on. There's no difference between shot and game clocks. Donato passes out to Dilly and out of bounds. It was not deflected by St. Francis, so the Fighting Saints have the chance for the last shot here. Five on the clock for Kaylin C.S. Cheney. C.S. Cheney works her way inside. Ball knocked away. Dilly picks it up, and she'll let the clock run out. So neither team's able to get a shot off over the final 30 seconds, but a great end to the period for St. Francis as they go on an 8-0 run that they're still in the midst of. They lead by 9 at the end of one, Take a quick break here, and we'll be back with quarter number 2. St. Francis ahead by 9 after one period at the Sullivan Center. You're watching St. Francis basketball on the USF Sports Network.
It's a small school, but it's mighty in that it changes your life when you go here.
The experiences that I gained and the life lessons that I learned while I was here are something that I continue to carry with me.
I'm proud to hold 4 degrees from the university. I wouldn't have gone back time and time again if I didn't think that this was a quality education.
No matter where you are in life, with the right people, the right school, and the right support, you can do anything.
Your career is limitless after you go to the University of St. Francis.
17-8, St. Francis leads Cardinal Stritch University after one quarter of play. The Fighting Saints got off to a bit of a slow start offensively. They turned it up as the quarter went on. They were down 4-2, went on a 7-0 run. And then after Cardinal Stritch tightened it up once again, they ended the quarter on an 8-0 run to extend the lead to 9 points. 9 points also happens to be the number scored so far by Shadrian McDaniel, who's been superb through the first 10 minutes of play. McDaniel came in averaging 9 points per game, so she's already hit her average just 10 minutes in. She'll start the second quarter on the bench. Josie Graffio is out there with Kaylin C.S. Cheney, Jordan Pyle, Paige Gieske, and Justine Charlesworth. It's Dilly, Steele, Denoto, Nicola, and Shimko on the floor for Cardinal Stritch. Here's Gieske, backing her way inside, out to C.S. Cheney. Kaylin C.S. Cheney out to Jordan Pyle. 11 to shoot. Charlesworth down to the corner for Josie Graffio. Graffio along the baseline, stepped on that line. Out of bounds. Saints turned it over. That has been the problem early on. Saints are shooting the ball pretty well. They're not holding on to it as well as they'd like to. A few too many turnovers. But Cardinal Stritch has had even more trouble holding on to the basketball. Here's Camry Dilly. Up top to Sydney Nicola. Three-point attempt. Shimko rattles in. Kara Shimko hits from the outside. First three-pointer made today by Cardinal Stritch. And it comes from Shimko, who had only made one three-pointer all year coming into this game. She's now 2 of 7. Gieske over to Jordan Pyle. Pyle fakes the pass, now bounces it into Graffio. Good ball movement to the corner. C.S. Cheney knocks down the three. Kaylin C.S. Cheney, likewise, not a huge three-point shooter. That was just her 15th attempt of the season. 5th one she's knocked in. But the two teams trade three-pointers from unlikely contributors early in this second quarter, and it's back to a 9-point game. Camry Dilly from the wing, passes off to Nicola. Shot clock is down to 5. Nicola working against Gieske. Out to Steele. Steele has to fire up a three. It's an air ball. And a shot clock violation. .8:12 to play in the second quarter. Good defense by St. Francis, and nothing new for the team that has the best defense in the country. The only team allowing fewer than 50 points per game. They're averaging about 48.5 points allowed per contest. Off to a great start in this one as well, as they've given up just 11 through the first 12 minutes. Here's Jordan Pyle pulling up at the free throw line, finding Gieske inside. Gieske's turnaround shot is an air ball. Shimko tries it from the outside again, short this time. Too much to ask for Shimko to make 2 threes in the second quarter of today's game, as Charlesworth layup is good off the assist from Jordan Pyle. 5 points for Charlesworth. Shadrian McDaniel was the lion's share of the offense in the first quarter, as Bella Denoto can't get the roll off the rim. McDaniel has been on the bench the last 3 minutes, and the Saints are starting to spread it around a little more. Gieske on the drive. Gieske's layup is blocked, but a foul is called on Natalie Tomaszewski. And they'll send Paige Gieske to the free throw line. Paige Gieske is 8 of 11 on free throws so far this year. Now she's 8 of 12. Free throw shooting continues to be an issue for the Fighting Saints. As a team, they're under 68%. Gieske is a little bit better than that herself as she makes the second. So 1 of 2 from the line. Gieske's got her first point. 12-point game. Saints now more than doubling up Cardinal Stritch. Tomaszewski has it poked away by Jordan Pyle. Gets it right back. Madison Dillinger passes out to Sydney Nicola. Back to Dillinger. She fires a 3, and that misses short. Long rebound to Josie Graffio. Kaylin C.S. Cheney fires it out to Gieske. She's all alone for 3, and it's short. Cardinal Stritch has left some open shooters these last few possessions. Saints not able to take advantage that time, but they will get the ball right back as Kara Shimko fires it out of bounds. Airmailed everybody on that pass. 6:25 to play, second quarter. And the Saints will make a substitution as Leah Sims comes in for Kaylin C.S. Cheney. Light pressure from the Wolves this time. Sims up top, over to Pyle on the left wing. Here's Jordan Pyle backing in on Tomaszewski. Turnaround jumper is perfect. Jordan Pyle has her first field goal of the game. Saints able to beat Cardinal Stritch's zone defense that time. And they continue their run as Gieske comes up with a steal. Like a cornerback jumping right in front of the receiver that time. A good interception. She passes off to Leah Sims. Pyle puts it on the floor. Pyle drives and she's fouled. Pyle back to the free throw line. Jordan Pyle scored her first points of the game on the last possession. She's been the pace setter offensively throughout today's game, though. She misses on the first free throw. She's created a lot of the action. A couple of assists to go along with her 2 points, and now she's got 3 points. Tamia Stotts is back in for Cardinal Stritch, and she's joined by Maëlle Gacy. Stotts on the right. Up top, Tomaszewski. To Gacy with half the shot clock used up. Lobbed in for Dinny, and Josie Graffio is called for the foul, reaching in from over her head. It's the first foul on Josie Graffio. First foul of the quarter on St. Francis. Took him nearly 5 minutes. Dinny up to Stotts. Nicola on the left wing. Here's Gacy. Tamia Stotts once again. Three-pointer misses from Nicola, and Leah Sims grabs the board. Half of the second quarter is gone. St. Francis has outscored Cardinal Stritch 9-3 so far this period. Here's Jordan Pyle. Out to Charlesworth, good fake. Charlesworth, mid-range jumper, rolls out, and Tomaszewski grabs the rebound. Dinny to Tomaszewski. Knocked away by Leah Sims, an errant pass from Tomaszewski. Sims was able to get that deflection with her back to the pass. Quick hands. Another turnover forced by the Saints. Here comes Charlesworth. In some traffic, out to Jordan Pyle for 3. It was on the mark, but way too strong. Gacy inside for Dinny. Ella Dinny looking for her first field goal of the game, and she's got it on the layup. Nice move in the post against Josie Graffio. Dinny averaging over 20 points per game in her last handful. That's her first field goal. She's got 4 points today. Charlesworth up with the right hand, blocked by Tomaszewski. Here come the Wolves on the run. Tamia Stotts slowed down a little bit, and now she's fouled. Here comes Shadrian McDaniel back into the game. After her big first quarter, she's been on the bench throughout the second until now. First free throw is good from Tamia Stotts. Stotts makes them both. She's 4 of 4 from the line today. Cardinal Stritch as a team is 6 for 6. It's keeping them alive right now as they trail by 11. Graffio fires it down to Charlesworth. Pyle to the free throw line. Shadrian McDaniel back out to Jordan Pyle. The shot clock is under 10. Sims drives, pulls up. Pyle, another three-point attempt. This time she hits it. Jordan Pyle's got 6 points as she knocks down a three-pointer. Lead is back up to 14. Tamia Stotts working against Graffio, lays it off for Tomaszewski, and she lays it in. Cardinal Stritch, after a long drought, has now scored on 3 consecutive possessions. Natalie Tomaszewski has her first points of the afternoon. Here's Sims on the right side. Charlesworth bounces to Graffio along the baseline. 10 to shoot. Jordan Pyle over to Leah Sims. Winged across for Charlesworth. Charlesworth against Denny. Just 3 seconds on the shot clock. Another three-point attempt for Pyle. She misses. Pyle has taken 3 consecutive three-point attempts. That one in desperation with the shot clock running down. Denny drives, and she's bumped on the floor. That's going to be the second foul on Jordan Pyle with 2:08 to play in the second quarter. I think we'll probably see Pyle head to the bench for the remainder of the half. Lacey Gardner comes in, and Pyle does indeed check out. Inbounded to Nicola. She flips up a wild one. And Casey chases it down on the back end of the floor. Tamia Stotts fires a 3, and that's good. Tamia Stotts is heating up now. She's got 9 points. She's above her season average already. Graffio to McDaniel. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. Lacey Gardner from the baseline. Unchecked, she knocks down the jumper. Tomaszewski gave her plenty of space, and Gardner was happy to take the shot. Gacy on the runner, up with the left hand, missed it. Rebound to Leah Sims. Sims drives from the left, out to McDaniel in the corner, jumper is good. 11 for Shadrian McDaniel. Tamia Stotts trying to match her with 11. Her drive ends with a layup. She's got 11 points. McDaniel and Stotts now trading baskets. Well, we're under a minute to play in the half. Here's Graffio to Charlesworth. Bounce for Graffio again. 12 to shoot for Leah Sims. Sims fires the 3, it's short. Offensive rebound, Gardner. And they reset it up top to Shadrian McDaniel. Gardner left alone on the baseline again, this time a little strong. Here's Tamia Stotts. Stotts 1-on-3, and she pulls it back out. And now with 20 seconds left, Cardinal Stritch may elect to just hold for one shot. It's an 11-point game. Cardinal Stritch trying to get it to single digits heading into the break. Stotts around the screen, picked up by Gardner. Stotts drives inside, layup is good. Beautiful move, Tamia Stotts. With 3 seconds on the clock, Leah Sims will not take a last-second shot. So all things considered, not a bad first half for Cardinal Stritch. The Saints, on a couple of occasions, looked like they were getting set to pull away. Cardinal Stritch fought tough late in the second quarter, though. And as we head into halftime, it's just a 9-point game, 33-24. St. Francis has the lead. I'm going to step aside for the halftime intermission. Back in a bit with half number 2. Saints by 9 here on the USF Sports Network. 33-24, St. Francis leads Cardinal Stritch at halftime here at the Sullivan Center. Shadrian McDaniel right there, the leading scorer in this game for St. Francis so far. She's got 11 points on 5 of 8 shooting. She's been very good so far offensively for the Fighting Saints, but Cardinal Stritch fought hard at the end of that first half. It seemed like the Saints were getting set to pull away with this thing, and Cardinal Stritch offensively really didn't have anything going for the first 16 or 17 minutes of that first half, and then they got hot. Tamia Stotts led the way, 13 points for her, and they got back within 9. St. Francis led by as many as 15 in that first half. They've shot the ball better than Cardinal Stritch, 45% to 33. They've held on to the ball a little bit better, 6 turnovers. Cardinal Stritch has committed 10 turnovers, but like I said, the Wolves went on a good little run there late in the first half to get themselves back in it. St. Francis, of course, still in the driver's seat, ahead by 9, although Cardinal Stritch is going to have a chance to cut into that deficit a little bit before we even get started here. They are going to get a technical foul free throw. Lacey Gardner came into the game late in the first half. Gardner played the final 2 minutes, scored a couple of points, and grabbed a rebound for the Saints, but she was wearing the wrong uniform, at least the uniform that was not listed on the roster that the Saints submitted for this game. So Kara Shimko gets to shoot a pair of free throws to start off the second half, and Shimko knocks them both down. So Cardinal Stritch is down by just 7 now. This is as close as they've been since late in the first quarter. And thanks to that little uniform confusion, St. Francis is ahead by just 7, and it could be down to 4 or 5 by the end of Cardinal Stritch's first possession, as we are now underway in the second half. Natalie Tomaszewski scored 2 points in the first half. She gives it up to Tamia Stotts, the game's leader, with 13. Inside for Bella Denoto, knocked away by Charlesworth. Denoto chases it down to a cutting Shimko. Layup is good. It's a 4-point possession for Kara Shimko. And before the Saints are even able to touch the ball in the second half, their 9-point lead is down to 5. In fact, Cardinal Stritch scored in the final seconds of the first half as well. So it was an 11-point game, and between St. Francis's possessions, the lead was cut from 11 to 5. Andriana Acosta spins to the basket and is blocked by Natalie Tomaszewski. Here come the Wolves once again. 3-pointer for Dinny is good, and it's a 1-possession game. In the span of just about a minute, Cardinal Stritch has gone on a 9-0 run. That's 7 points for Ella Dinny, the leading scorer this season for Cardinal Stritch. St. Francis's lead, which was 15, is down to 2. Here's Acosta, reverse layup is good. Off the feed from Shadrian McDaniel. Acosta's got 4 points. Second assist of the game for McDaniel. And the Saints badly needed that one just to get back in the flow of things after that very quick 9-0 run from Cardinal Stritch. Tamia Stotts over to Shimko. Shimko's 3 is short. Rebounded by Acosta. Leah Sims' jumper is good. So the Saints come out shooting the ball well here in the second half. First points of the game for Leah Sims. Surprise from the second leading scorer on the team. Denoto inside, can't get a handle on it. And Justine Charlesworth comes up with a steal. Leah Sims around a screen, drives, wide open layup is good. Good screen to set that one up, and Leah Sims just glided to the basket. Sims has 4 in a row for the Saints. Kaylin C.S. Cheney had been at the scores table, presumably to check in for Sims, but she's gotten hot, so C.S. Cheney has gone back to sit down. She'll come in later. There's a foul on Shadrian McDaniel. Or is that on Jordan Pyle? They call that one on Pyle, not on McDaniel, and that's Jordan Pyle's 3rd. Shimko fires inside for Tomaszewski. Layup is good. 4 points for Natalie Tomaszewski. That puts an end to a little run for St. Francis. They had scored 6 in a row. It's a 6-point game. Pyle over to Sims. Up top, Shadrian McDaniel. Leah Sims with 10 to shoot. This is Sims down in the corner. Charlesworth with just 3 on the shot clock. Drives, floats it over Tomaszewski, no good. And the offensive rebound goes to Andriana Acosta. The Saints get to reset with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Good defense on this possession for Cardinal Stritch. They've held the Saints off the scoreboard for over 40 seconds already. McDaniel for 3, missed it short. And a possession that lasted nearly a minute results in nothing. Here's to Mia Stotts. Back to Donato, 3-pointer is off the side iron. Offensive rebound, Tomaszewski reverse layup, comes up short. Rebound tapped into the hands of Justine Charlesworth. 4 minutes gone in the second half. It was a 9-point halftime lead for St. Francis, down to 6. Their biggest lead is 15. They've led pretty much the entire way. Last time Cardinal Stritch was ahead was at 4-2. Jordan Piles having a fine game, holds the ball in the right wing, up top to Acosta. Back to Pyle with the drive, pull-up jumper for Jordan Pyle, his short, offensive rebound Acosta. Back-to-back possessions for Acosta with an offensive board. McDaniel spins through the lane and banks it in. Shadrian McDaniel's got her first points of the second half, 13 in the game. Here's Ella Dinny, over to Tamia Stotts. Stotts drives right down the lane, blocked out of bounds by McDaniel. Shadrian McDaniel has her second block. Jordan Pyle checks out with 3 fouls, and Paige Gieske comes in for her. You've got a foul on the floor against St. Francis. Shimko ended up on the ground. Paige Gieske is called for the foul, her first. Third on the team. Neither side has yet been put into the bonus in this one. Cardinal Stritch has not committed a foul yet in this third quarter. Bounced in for Dinny. Dinny passes outside to Shimko. Shimko with 7 to shoot, kicks out to Dinny for 3, good. Ella Dinny has started to heat up after a slow start for her. She's in the double figures now with 10 points. Dinny is the best shooter on Cardinal Stritch, 42% from beyond the arc. She's hit 2 threes in this third quarter. Charlesworth. Back up top to McDaniel. Now Gieske to the cutting McDaniel. McDaniel loses it, and it's taken away by Tamia Stotts. Stotts going in against Gieske, trying to get around Gieske, blocked by Gieske. Rebound tapped out to Ella Dinny. Dinny spins around Justine Charlesworth, off the glass, no good. Good defensive stand for the Fighting Saints. Leah Sims up to Charlesworth. Left wing Gieske down to the corner for McDaniel. McDaniel works her way inside with the right hand, misses off the glass. Another offensive board for Acosta, and she's fouled by Kara Shimko. Andriana Acosta had just 1 rebound in the first half. Didn't play a lot of minutes. She was in foul trouble. But 3 offensive rebounds already in the third quarter for Acosta. Bounced in for McDaniel, working against Donato. And back outside. Good defense by Bella Donato. 3-pointer misses from Leah Sims. Offensive rebound. Goes out long to Gieske. Here's Acosta to McDaniel, left wing, 7 to shoot. Up top, Paige Gieske drives on Meryl Steele. Now kicked out to McDaniel with the shot clock running out. Layup is good. Got it off just in front of the buzzer. Timeout called by St. Francis. 3:15 to play in the third quarter. And it's a 5-point lead for the Fighting Saints. Just a 30-second timeout here. Cardinal Stritch has done a nice job of getting themselves back into this game and keeping it close. This is a 7-point game now after the McDaniel layup got in just ahead of the shot clock buzzer. It was a 9-point game at halftime. In fact, our halftime score was 33-24. This season, St. Francis averages to score 66 per game and give up 24 per game. They were they averaged to give up 48. So they were exactly on pace for that at halftime today. Here's McDaniel just in front of the buzzer. You can't see the shot clock from that shot, but she did in fact get it off with 1 second left. 15 points for Shadrian McDaniel. Her season and career high is 20. During today's pregame show, Steve Brooks mentioned that there were seemingly a different leading scorer every game. He said, I don't know how many different players have led the team in scoring, but it seems like a lot. The answer is 5. 5 different players have led the team in scoring. Josie Graffio just missed becoming number 6. Actually, she just missed becoming number 1. It was the first game of the season. She finished with 14, and Jordan Pyle had 15 in that game. But there really is nobody you can zero in on in this St. Francis team. Pyle has led the team in scoring 3 of the last 5 games, but today it's been all Shadrian McDaniel. We've got a 3-second call down low against Cardinal Stritch. So coming out of the St. Francis timeout, the Wolves turn it over. 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Josie Graffio over to Gieske on the left side. McDaniel gets off inside to Acosta, and she's fouled going up. Adriana Acosta going to the free throw line. Acosta is the leading scorer on the team, and just to keep going on that point about how balanced this team has been, Acosta is the leading scorer on the season. Here we are nearly at the end of the third quarter. With that free throw, she just picked up her 5th point, and it doesn't seem as though she's having a down game at all. Second foul shot is good. Saints are now 4 of 6 from the line as a team today. The lead is back up to 9. Here's Dinny over to Shimko. Shimko drives, poked away from behind, and stolen by St. Francis. McDaniel out to Gieske. Paige Gieske loses it, trying to get it back, but Shimko takes it away. A steal for Kara Shimko, who slows things down. Good transition defense by St. Francis. Here's Dilly in the corner. Her 3-pointer is good. First 3 points of the game for Camry Dilly. Cardinal Stritch keeps it close, just a 6-point game. Gieske up to Graffio. McDaniel at the free throw line. Inside for Acosta. And she keeps the possession alive. Gieske on the baseline. In some trouble with a double team, and she throws it away. Kara Shimko gets another steal. Shimko gives it back to the trailing Dilly. She loses possession, and it's kicked. Ball is loose on the floor and banged off the foot of one of the Fighting Saints. Kaylin C.S. Cheney comes in for Paige Gieske, so the Saints will go small here with C.S. Cheney and Sims up top. Denny bounces out to Dilly. 3-point attempt is short. Offensive rebound steal. Dilly drives, contact with Acosta, no call as Dilly misses off the glass. We're into the final minute of the third quarter. Here's Josie Graffio up to Kaylin C.S. Cheney. 15 to shoot for Graffio. Working against Tamia Stott's tight defense. C.S. Cheney into the lane, out to McDaniel. Corner 3 is good for Shadrian McDaniel. 18 for McDaniel. The lead is back up to 9. Probably the last possession of the quarter for Cardinal Stritch here. They've been down by 9 at each of the first 2 quarter breaks. Trying to cut this down to 6 or 7. Stotts picks up her dribble. Finds Merrill Steele. Steele's pass is kicked. by Acosta. That resets the shot clock, meaning the shot clock goes off with 18 seconds to go. Into Shimko. Stotts drives on C.S. Cheney. Stotts' layup is no good, but she's fouled. Kaylin C.S. Cheney sends Tamia Stotts to the free throw line. Stotts had a game-high 13 points in the first half. She has not yet scored here in the second, but she's a good free throw shooter. She misses the first. She had been 4 of 4 from the line in today's game, although under 70% on the season. She's over 70% right now. She makes 1 of 2. Gacy and Donato check in for defense for Cardinal Stritch. Saints have 11 seconds to try to get one more shot up here. Leah Sims across the timeline, 6 seconds. Sims at the free throw line, 3 seconds. Over to C.S. Cheney, three-pointer at the buzzer, does not fall for Kaylin C.S. Cheney. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. St. Francis 48, Cardinal Stritch 40. It was a 9-point game of the first quarter, and it's been pretty even ever since. And it remains a St. Francis lead 10 minutes away from their 16th win of the year. We'll take a very short break here and right back with the fourth quarter. Saints by 8 on the USF Sports Network.
There's a call to be answered. The spirit of competition is still alive inside.
We're the athletes at the University of St. Francis, and we believe that it's on us, all of us, to stop sexual assault.
It's on us. Está en nosotros.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us. It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us to stop sexual assault, to get in the way before it happens, to get them home safe.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us to not use language that demeans anyone and to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us to look out for each other, to not look the other way.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us.
It's on us to stand up, to step in, to take responsibility.
Está en nosotros.
Back for the start of the fourth quarter, St. Francis 48, Cardinal Stritch 40. Stritch basketball with Kara Shimko running the point right now. Shimko throws it towards Donato, who can't quite save it. Two of them not on the same page there. Donato had her back to the play, and Shimko's pass went straight out of bounds. So the Saints are able to get the ball back following a turnover, and they'll take their first possession of the fourth quarter. Kaylin C.S. Cheney walks to the right, passes to McDaniel in the lane, and Shadrian McDaniel knocks down a short jumper. She's matched her career high with 20 points. Impressive shooting day for Shadrian McDaniel. She's 9 of 14 from the field. Shimko pokes that one up in the air and out of bounds. That time it was Gacy who threw the ball away. She was looking for Shimko underneath, and Shimko was blanketed by Kaylin C.S. Cheney. All she had to do was poke the ball away from C.S. Cheney, but it went straight out. Great start to this fourth quarter for St. Francis. They try to put it away. Up by as many as 15 points in the first half. It's been a single-digit game for the entire second half until now. McDaniel on the run, misses off the backboard, rebound Acosta. Saints reset it. There's Kaylin C.S. Cheney on the left. Up top to Jordan Pyle. Graffio's pass is off the foot of Bella Donato, and it's a kicking violation. Tomaszewski and Stotts are back in for Cardinal Stritch. Justine Charlesworth in for Josie Graffio for St. Francis. Kalen C.S. Cheney dribbles to the right, gives it off to Charlesworth. Three-point attempt on the money. Justine Charlesworth extends the lead back to 13. St. Francis has opened up this quarter of play with 5 consecutive points. Here's Tomaszewski. Inside for Dilly. Dilly lays it in. Nice job freeing up Dilly as she receives the pass and hits on the layup. Big bucket for Cardinal Stritch. They call timeout with 8:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. 20 points right now for Shadrian McDaniel to lead the way for the Fighting Saints. Nobody else is in double figures for the Saints, but they've held the lead ever since the first couple of minutes of this one. Cardinal Stritch had a 2-point lead very briefly early. Ever since then, the Saints have been able to take charge. And despite a good run by Cardinal Stritch early in the third quarter, they've kept a little bit of distance. It was an 11-point game with a minute left in the first half, and then Cardinal Stritch ended that half with a buzzer-beating bucket. Technical foul gave them 2 points before the second half even started, and then they scored another quick 7, or rather another quick 5, so they went on a 9-0 run overall. It was 33-31 with 9 minutes left in the third quarter, and it was looking like Cardinal Stritch was going to make a real game of this, and not to say they still can't, but the Saints did weather that storm. Kalen C.S. Cheney over to Jordan Pyle. Charlesworth to McDaniel. Good movement around the perimeter. Pyle into McDaniel. McDaniel fires it out towards Acosta. It's deflected out of bounds by Camry Dilly. Dilly playing well today. 2 big freshmen for Cardinal Stritch are Dilly and Dinny. I think John Foffel just wanted to create confusion over the next 4 years. McDaniel spins to the basket and comes up short. This is Tamia Stotts. Over to Tomaszewski. Now Dilly with half the possession used up. Tomaszewski, open jumper from the baseline, too short. Rebounded by Justine Charlesworth. McDaniel is bumped away from the basket by Camry Dilly. Pyle lobs it in for McDaniel. Back near half court. Dilly gives her a lot of space. McDaniel picks up her dribble. Now it's Charlesworth. Here's C.S. Cheney on the drive. Out to McDaniel. 3-point attempts. Off the mark. And a foul called on the loose ball. Andriana Acosta got Tamia Stotts there. Just the first foul of the quarter on St. Francis. It's been a pretty clean game in terms of fouls. Here we are in the fourth quarter. We still have only seen 16 total free throws. Neither team has been in the bonus in any one of the 4 quarters yet. And we've seen just 2 total fouls in this period so far. Tomaszewski, quiet day on offense so far. Puts it up top to Stotts. Stotts around the screen, dribbles to the right. Out to Dilly, deep 3. It's short. Long rebound to Charlesworth. Pyle gets a screen, gives it back to McDaniel. Shadrian McDaniel on the drive around Denoto, lays it up and in. 22 for Shadrian McDaniel. She leads all scorers, and the lead is back up to 13. Remember, the game high has been 15. That was in the second quarter. The Saints have just about gotten back to that point. Shimko working inside on C.S. Cheney, well short on her jumper. And St. Francis slows things down a little bit. McDaniel, great pass into Acosta, who finishes it off. 8 points for Andriana Acosta, an assist for Shadrian McDaniel, who's done a little bit of everything today. And a timeout is called by Cardinal Stritch. With 5:39 to go, the lead is back up to 15, 57-42. St. Francis on top, and they have dominated this fourth quarter so far. McDaniel has been the premium scorer all game for St. Francis, but this time she does it with the assist. A beautiful pass to Andriana Acosta. Acosta up to 8 points. Justine Charlesworth has 8 as well, but McDaniel's the only one in double figures at the moment. And we talked to head coach Steve Brooks before the game today about keys to the game, and really St. Francis has, I think, pretty safely hit on all of the big keys. He was worried about Cardinal Stritch from the outside. They're just 5 of 16 on three-pointers in this game. Didn't want to give up too many points in transition. Well, Cardinal Stritch has 0 fast break points today. The Saints have only turned it over 9 times. And the Wolves have not had a whole lot of success scoring off of those turnovers. It's been a few hairy moments in this one, but for the most part, Fighting Saints have done everything they've looked to do. They've outscored Cardinal Stritch off of turnovers 23-6. That's pretty much the difference in the game, really. Stritch has turned it over 15 times, St. Francis 9. Shimko on the left side out of the timeout. Here's Dinny. Over to Tamia Stotts on the left. Stotts pulls up at the free throw line. Tomaszewski knocks down a long 2. So she's got 6 points, but just over the line there. Here's Shadrian McDaniel. Good up to Charlesworth. Back to Jordan Pyle. Pyle with 7 on the shot clock to McDaniel. McDaniel on the runner, comes up short. Rebound Acosta, and they'll reset with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Here's C.S. Cheney. Out to an open shooter. McDaniel for 3, a little bit too strong. Cardinal Stritch has got to get going in a hurry now if they want to make a game of this. It's Ella Dinny out to Kara Shimko. Looking back inside for Dinny, but Jordan Pyle poked it away. Once again, St. Francis uses up some clock. Well, they typically do anyway. But especially at this stage of the game with a double-digit lead, McDaniel was called for a travel there. She thought she was fouled before the walk, but it is a turnover, the 10th of the game for the Fighting Saints. Now we've got another timeout called by Cardinal Stritch. 3:51 to play. Lead is 13 for the Fighting Saints. Cardinal Stritch in danger of falling to 0-3 at the Sullivan Center this year. It's the first time these two teams have played each other here this season, but Cardinal Stritch did have an event back in November. They lost to St. Francis of Indiana and Marion of Indiana in their 2 outings here, and now they're in trouble here once again today. 57-44. St. Francis has the lead. 22 for Shadrian McDaniel, 8 points apiece for Acosta and Charlesworth. And Jordan Pyle has chipped in with 6. We talked earlier about the variety of scorers for the Fighting Saints throughout this season. They've had 5 different players lead the team in scoring, assuming nobody else scores 15 points in the next 3+ minutes. This will be the 3rd time this year that McDaniel leads the team in points. First time since December 30th. He came in averaging 9.7 points per game. You can't lock in on her, even as well as she's played today, because Acosta has handled her chances today. Charlesworth has shot the ball very well from the outside, and Leah Sims has had a very quiet day by her standards, but she's made some big plays as well. Went on a really good stretch early in this second half. Here's Tamia Stotts. Stotts moves around the perimeter to the right side, stumbles, loses her footing, but keeps her dribble. Nice work by Stotts to keep it going. Now she's in some trouble though. 5 seconds, or timeout call, excuse me. Timeout before the 5-second call could come in. It came from the Cardinal Stritch bench. With 14 on the shot clock, with Stotts in some trouble, they're able to stop play right there. St. Francis is able to hold on to this victory. It would be their 4th win in conference play. Very oddly, coming into play today, St. Francis was in 2nd place behind St. Xavier in the CCAC standings. St. Xavier at 5-0, St. Francis at 3-0. And that's one of those things that's kind of hard to explain. They did beat St. Xavier, but it was a non-conference game. Tamia Stotts was at about 4 seconds there. Jordan Pyle playing some tough defense before the timeout was called. Saints will see St. Xavier to end the regular season on February 17th, so that game could have a lot riding on it, but there's a lot in between. 5 scheduled games, of course. This season, all scheduled games are tentative. But it's a long way to go before you get to that big showdown. A lot of tough teams still ahead. St. Francis is still trying to lock down this victory. They're in good shape late as Acosta knocks the ball away from Tomaszewski. St. Francis comes up with the takeaway. There's Jordan Pyle on the left wing. Up top to Charlesworth, over to Kaylin C.S. Cheney. Leah Sims at the top of the key with 9 on the shot clock. It's C.S. Cheney giving it back to Pyle. She steps in, long deuce is good. 8 points for Jordan Pyle. Lead is back up to 15, matches the game high. Tamia Stotts on the runner, a little wild off the glass, no good. Again, St. Francis is going to run some clock here. They've already taken 10 seconds off, and more than 10 seconds off of it. Charlesworth, left side, fakes the shot, and we've got a whistle away from the ball and a defensive foul down low. This goes against Cardinal Stritch. It's on Ella Dinney, her first, and it's only the second on the team with 2:24 to play. St. Francis will run a little bit more clock now, though, as the shot clock resets to 20. Leah Sims holds it on the wing. Sims has it poked away by Stotts, and Sims is called for the foul, trying to get it back. So Leah Sims picks up her second. Quick hands by Tamia Stotts to take it back for Cardinal Stritch. Whistle and a 3-second call against Cardinal Stritch, I believe. Down low. Parked underneath the basket. And an unforced turnover by Cardinal Stritch. Pick up a 3-second violation on a possession in which the ball was never inside the 3-point line. Tough run of things there for the Wolves. We're under 2 minutes to play. Here is Sims. Sims up top to Pyle. Over on the left wing, it's Justine Charlesworth. Kaylin C.S. Cheney with 7 to shoot. C.S. Cheney on the run, layup no. Wormed her way between a couple of defenders there, just couldn't quite finish at the basket. Tamia Stotts passes back to Dilly. Stotts bounces down low to Dinney between her legs, and the loose ball is picked up by Kaylin C.S. Cheney, who is quickly fouled. John Faffel's team has put up a fight today. Looks like they're going to come up short, trying to make up 15 points in the last 70 seconds, but considering what St. Francis has done their last 4 games, this has been one of the tighter games they've had in a while. Acosta out to Kaylin C.S. Under a minute to play in the game. C.S. jump stop in the paint, and she traveled. Saints lost to Clark earlier this month. It was their second loss to Clark of the season. A 14-point defeat back on January 9th. Since then, they've won 4 straight, and all of them by at least 24 points. Here's Tamia Stott, step back 3, well short. Offensive rebound, Dilly. Dilly's put back is no good. Rebounded by Acosta, and the shot clock is off. The Saints can dribble it out right here. Well, if they can keep dribbling. Justine Charlesworth does shake off the tough defense from Camry Dilly. And now Cardinal Stritch backs off a little bit defensively. Tough game for the Saints today. Held under 60 points, but they will walk out of here with a victory over Cardinal Stritch for the second time this season. And they keep that winning streak going. Up to 5 games now as the buzzer sounds. 59-44 is our final score. St. Francis picks up their 16th victory of the year. They improved to 16-2 on the season and are still perfect in official conference play, now 4-0 in the CCAC. And as I was saying, this was, by recent standards, a very tough win for the Fighting Saints. Their last 4 games, all against conference opponents and against pretty good conference opponents too. In a couple of those cases, were able to come up with big-time blowout wins. Their last 4 wins came by an average of over 30 points. So today, to win by 15, it's a comparative barn burner, but they led pretty much the entire way. Last time Cardinal Stritch was ahead was 4-2, and St. Francis took over after that and dominated for stretches here. Shadrian McDaniel, the star of the game, she poured in a career-high 22 points to lead the team. In fact, she was the only one in double figures today. But they did have 3 other players with 8 points. Andriana Acosta, Justine Charlesworth, and Jordan Pyle each had 8. They got 4 points from Leah Sims, 3 from Kayla Ciaschini and Josie Graffio, but they were able to spread the ball around today, as has been one of the staples for this team. Different star every night. Today the star was Shadrian McDaniel for the 3rd time this season that she led the team in scoring. The 44 points scored by Cardinal Stritch today, right around average against St. Francis this year. They came into play today leading the nation in scoring defense, allowing under 49 points per game, and they held Cardinal Stritch even lower than that at 44. Final numbers for the Fighting Saints: 45% shooting. Cardinal Stritch finished at just 33% from the field. The Saints out-rebounded the Wolves 32-27. St. Francis committed 12 turnovers. The Wolves committed 19 turnovers. And from the free throw line, St. Francis 4 of 6, Cardinal Stritch 9 of 10. Cardinal Stritch was led by Tamia Stott, who had 14 points. Only one of them came after halftime. They also got 10 from Ella Dinney, who was well under her season average. She scores over 16 points per game, and she's been over 20 more often than not in recent contests, but the Saints really did a number on her. They held Ella Dinney today to just 3 of 7 from the field. And in just a moment, we're going to have the head coach of the Fighting Saints, Steve Brooks, joining us for a post-game interview. Again, Saints defeats Cardinal Stritch 59-44. Mentioned the turnover numbers. Saints committed 12, Cardinal Stritch 19. The Saints scored 25 points off of those turnovers. Cardinal Stritch finished just 6 points off of turnovers. No fast break points for Cardinal Stritch today either, and that was certainly one of those keys that we talked about heading into the game. And I do believe that we have Steve Brooks down on the court right now. Coach, can you hear me? A 59-44 victory today, and Shadrian McDaniel was the star with 22 points. We talked before the game about how it seems like a different player every game, and today Shadrian McDaniel put up one of her best performances, if not her best performance of the season. What was so great about what she was able to accomplish today?
Well, I think she came ready to play, both offensively and defensively. She has been one of our most consistent players, and today she showed that right from the start, and we needed it.
It was a double-digit lead for most of the first half, but Cardinal Stritch went on a run there early in the third quarter. They cut it down to 2, and it looked like they were really going to make a game of it. That's when your team really went on a run and essentially put them away during that third quarter. What was the key to that run?
I think getting stops defensively. We knew they're a much improved team from the team we played in November, and we knew that they could shoot it, and we let them do some of those things early on. But I think that you know, in that quarter we got stops and we got scores, and that's how you go on a run. And we were able to limit their better players.
You've been on an interesting run of late, 4 straight wins by 24 points or more. So today, when it was a single-digit game in the fourth quarter, it's been a little bit tighter. Is it sometimes difficult to adjust when you've been playing in so many blowouts of late to be able to kind of steal up and get those big shots that you need late in a tighter game?
I hope not, but I do think we needed a game like this. I think it will hopefully help us down the road be the kind of team we need to be to finish strong through the conference.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win today. Thanks for joining me, and good luck as you go forward in conference play.
Thank you.
Head coach Steve Brooks, the victorious coach of the Fighting Saints. They defeat Cardinal Stritch today by a final score of 59-44. With the victory now, St. Francis 16-2 on the season. They improved to 4-0 in conference play. Cardinal Stritch drops to 5-9. They're even 3-3 in CCAC action now for the season. As we look ahead for St. Francis, they've got a busy week here at home. They'll take on St. Ambrose Monday evening at 6 o'clock, and then home games again on Wednesday evening and Saturday evening. So 4 home games in the span of 8 days. It's going to be a fun stretch for the Fighting Saints as they try to stay perfect in the CCAC. Again, St. Ambrose, 6 o'clock Monday night. Next home game on our next broadcast of Fighting Saints basketball. Go to GoFightingSaints.com for more information on their entire schedule going forward the rest of the season. 15-point win today, and that's going to do it for our broadcast. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed yourselves in this one, and hopefully you're with us again next time. Until that next time, for the entire crew here at the Sullivan Center, I'm Terry Bonadonna, signing off for the University of St. Francis. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.